Hi guys, I've had a lot of messages recently, over the last kind of year or so, from people just wondering if I'm okay. And I suddenly realised I haven't posted anything properly on YouTube for a long time. So you probably do think something's happened to me, and that's fair enough. And I'm actually okay, so I'm very sorry if any of you are worried or anything like that. But yeah, I can see why you might think, because I went from posting something almost every day to not posting anything at all. So sorry about that. Oops. So yeah, I guess I can give you a brief summary of what I've been doing. I basically just sort of moved platforms, I guess. I was finding that I didn't have enough time to make YouTube videos to do them properly. So I sort of moved over to Instagram and Twitter and things like that. So yeah, I've been mostly sort of doing that really. Don't really use Facebook that much. So if you're not on there, you should probably have no idea what I've been up to. So I'll give you the brief summary. A couple of years ago now, before lockdown, lost the plot of what years anything happened before lockdown. I started a project called the Effort List. So if you think of a rude word beginning with F and bucket list, so basically make that, swap the B for the F. You'll get there. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on here. That's why I'm trying not to do it. So I did that, and that was a blog that I did every day. It was supposed to be for a year, but I sort of ran out of things after a while, and it was really hard to do something every day and maintain a job and do things like that. So I did about 240, I think, which is quite good. I don't think I could think of 240 things now if I had to. That would be new things for me to try. But I did something new every day with a different person if possible, and blogged about it. So that's a blog you can go and have a look at if you haven't had a look at it yet. I will put the link somewhere on this. Don't really know how to use this very well, so I'll put the link somewhere. Yeah, that was really fun, and it actually just taught me a lot about. I wanted to kind of see the things that I knew there's a lot of things that I wouldn't be good at anymore with my Parkinson's, and I wanted to see what I might be good at that actually I didn't know my body could do. So I'd give it a go. And before that, so around 5 years ago now, my neck dropped. I don't know if any of you saw me during that period of time, or I'll put some post some images up in this. But basically, my neck muscles, they're not entirely sure why, sort of just atrophied, I guess, and just my head was on my chest. Very comfortable for long car journeys, but not so great for anything else. And that was for 5 years. That's been like that. So that actually, it must be a long time since I last updated this. I'm very, very sorry. So yeah, it wasn't painful, didn't hurt, but it was strange, and it was a difficult time for me because I think I don't know, just seeing people's shoes isn't what I want to see. I want to see people's faces and eyes and things that are happening in the world. So I think I didn't realise quite how hard it was until I managed to get it fixed. As you'll see, I'm upright. Yay! Really scary surgery. 12 hours, I believe, and they had to keep me anaesthetised for a long time afterwards as well because my Parkinson's might kick off and ruin everything. So yeah, that wasn't ideal. I came around apparently very grumpy, according to my mum. She said I was quite funny at times, and at other times just really quite offensive. So apologies to Queen Square nursing department team and any doctors that came into contact with me. Apparently I made a psychologist nearly cry, so sorry about that. Yeah, I've had the surgery. It was done at Queen Square. It's incredible what they've done. I've got a big scar up the back of my back, but I don't mind. Scars are things to be proud of because I mean you've had things happen to you and you've lived. I've got a little one on the front. Everyone thinks that's where my surgery was. And they're like, oh, it's a very neat little scar. I'm like, oh, you just see the one on my back, which is also neat but big. And they also shaved a lot of my hair at the back, so I've now had to go for this kind of shorter look, which I quite like actually, getting used to it. And I'm also not allowed to bleach my hair, according to my mum. I don't know if that's actually a real, legit medical thing. It probably is, but she just likes the fact that I'm not bleaching my hair and ruining my hair at the moment. So, bless her. I think she's trying to get me to do it with self-care and look after myself rather than just bleaching everything bright pink. So yeah, what else has happened? I mean, surgery is massive. That's a big deal. I also, back in really bad at the years now. I haven't got a clue. 2021. Let's go for 2021 or 2020. I joined a business builder program. So I was working at Parkinson's UK, heading up the design team, which I really liked. But for part of my effort list, I decided to sign up to a business builder program and see if I could get onto it. So I thought I'd give it a go, and I got onto it, and I wasn't really expecting that. So it's yeah, then had to decide what to do, whether I wanted to actually do it and give up the job that I'd just been sort of waiting to get. So yeah, I decided to do it. I braved it. Always thought I might be a little bit entrepreneurial, perhaps, but I've always kind of had little side hustles and things like that. So yeah, so it was called Zinc, and I think it was about, I've forgotten everything, I've just forgotten my life. About 50 people on the programme, and it was people from the NHS, people from backgrounds in like all sorts of different things to do with like later life was our challenge. So it's a mission driven business builder program, basically, where they give you a mission and you find your co-founders and you find your product that you're going to create and things like that. And ours was around having a happier 5 years at the end of life, so like for older people, things we could do. And I really got into the idea of sort of loneliness, trying to do something about loneliness. And having worked at Parkinson's UK as well, I felt like I'd done a lot of things around devices and apps and actually how we can make things easier for people to use, and the kind of the translation between devices. So like how someone might be using WhatsApp, someone else might be using it in an email, how we can kind of have them communicate in a way that's easy for both of them. So lots of things that I was quite excited about. I met my co-founders there, Mel and Duncan, who are incredible people. Couldn't have chosen better. And I mean, everyone on the programme was amazing. If I got anyone, I would have been incredibly lucky, but I stole two of the best founders, ran off with them sneakily. Some people didn't get a co-founder, some people just had one. I had two sneaky, so that was fun. And we've been working together now for a couple of years. We've got 2 team members as well on our team who are brilliant, Andy and Jai. And we're basically building software that helps people put on events, so anyone can put on an event with it. So the idea being that you can just very simply just tell us what you want to do, and within a few minutes we can build you a event. So the event listing, web page, social media, poster, tips and stuff for the day, kind of help you get people to step up and help, volunteers, things like that. So basically, yeah, just really trying to encourage people to get into that, because I think it's a hard thing for people to commit to doing, because it feels like a lot of work. Like putting on a local book group, you might do it once and then think, oh god, that was a real pain to organise. But if we organise it all for you, and if we know that there's, say, like 10 people in your area that want a book group, easy, just turn up. So that's what we're doing. We're called More Human because we are more human, and we wrote it on a post-it note one day and we quite liked it, so it's stuck. But yeah, feel free to look us up. I'll put that link on there as well, wherever I'm going to put these links. So I've mainly been doing that because that's a lot of work. It's kind of takes over your life, which is fabulous, because I mean, I really love it. It's great. And so I've basically been being an entrepreneur for the last couple of years. I started doing stand-up comedy as well, which was great fun. I've only done it a few times, but I did Britain's Got Talent and got 4 standing ovations from the judges, 4 yeses, and then got lost somewhere in the system. And I think probably something to do with the fact that I did it with my puppet Edna, who is looks a bit like a Muppet character. She was made by someone who used to make stuff for Jim Henson, so I'm wondering whether there's a bit of like a sort of issue with whatever it is, can't remember the word. You know what I mean? Thingy. And then yeah, so other than that, what have I been doing? Oh, I'm writing a new book. It's called The Bendy Pencil, and it's literally about kind of sort of catching up after the last book, dropping the P-bomb. Bits and bobs from after that, but also just charting the sort of the 7 main days that I was in hospital after my surgery, from going to having the surgery through to having to learn to walk again. So yeah, should be good, and I think I'm enjoying writing it, and I hope looking for publishers at the moment for that as well. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, my Parkinson's in general has its moments. I mean, I'm quite steady at the moment, quite still. The neck thing was a big old challenge, but they don't think that was Parkinson's related. They think it might have been something else, but they don't know what. And I get quite bad dystonia in my feet. That's probably the biggest thing. But actually, since I've come out of hospital, I've been taking muscle relaxants because I was taking them in hospital, and they said it was okay for me to carry on, and that's really, really helped. So yeah, just trying to kind of keep some of the medication that really worked for me during that period of time and continue it on. Obviously not the really strong good stuff like the opiates and things. Wow, those things are amazing. God, I mean, I felt like as soon as I came out of hospital and I had no opiates, suddenly life hurt a lot more, and my back, I was aware then that I had a spine, which is very painful, but I know you're supposed to get off these things quite quickly, so I did, like a good girl. I feel like there's other stuff I should tell you because it's probably been years, but Still living in the same flat, still single, nothing much has changed there. Nope. Oh, I'm working with a really great organisation called Lift Health, so I'm a director there at the minute as well. We're making content from people with Parkinson's. They've done it before in MS, for people with Parkinson's. So yeah, kind of really excited to get my teeth into that a little bit more. And yeah. Yeah, I should have planned this a bit better, but you know, it's impromptu, it's fun. But yeah, I hope it's kind of given you a bit of an idea of what I've been doing, that I'm still alive, I'm still with you. Oh, the Emma Watch, nothing's really come of it, sadly. I think people sort of change jobs and things like that, and there was an element of testing needing to be done and things like that, because obviously it was on a programme, so they know it worked on me, but they didn't know if it worked on anyone else, and they need to do proper studies on it, and it just was very difficult to do that. So I worked with them for a little bit, but it kind of stopped. So yeah, sadly nothing's happening with that, but I believe there's a couple of other companies that have sort of picked the baton up, and I remember meeting someone at World Parkinson's Congress a couple of years ago, and there was someone doing like a full body one, which was intense, quite warm but good, and like a wrist hand one, which was good. Yeah, I think that's all for now, but if you have any questions, feel free to just pop them in the comments. Nice ones, don't be mean to me, please. Thank you for my forgetfulness of words or my fact that I look a little bit like Where's Wally today. So Wally is here. But yeah, thank you so much for your care and your questions and checking in on me and saying, you know, are you okay? We haven't heard from you, because it made me realise that I hadn't done anything in a long time. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, hope you're all doing okay.